Well, there it is, boys. X is finally snapping back at the Online Safety Act over at the UK. Snapping back at the censorship over at the UK. And you can bet the UK does not like it one bit. They are threatening them with punishment simply for talking about it, okay? And for other things going on. We've also got this guy, the leader of the, one of the leaders of the online censorship campaign, the internet censorship campaign leader. Do you really want this guy being the one to tell you what to do? But let's get into it, okay? Also, don't forget, we've got the leaders of Collective Shout threatening you with arrest simply because you want to keep your anonymity, okay? If you like this kind of content, make sure you like the video so YouTube counts you as a viewer, and make sure you subscribe to see more of it, boys. And if you want to support me, I'm going to be covering a lot more of this on Twitch from now on. Okay, let's get into it. The UK's Online Safety Act. Ain't that just a horse of crap, dude? The Online Safety Act is one of the craziest blatant overreaches by a government I've ever seen. And yeah, they simply just want us to believe that they want what's best for us, okay? They're just about protecting the kids. That's what it is, folks. While intended to protect users, risks severe infringement on the freedom of speech. That's what I'm talking about, X. That is what I'm talking about, X. X is global affairs, literally standing up for our freedom of speech by empowering regulators. This is the issue. This is what a lot of people don't see, okay? The regulators of this, okay, the regulators are the ones that are going to have the power over everything. They're the ones that are going to be the deciders over what they censor, what content gets removed. I seen puppies get removed the other day, okay? But by empowering regulators to mandate broad content removal, platforms face immense pressure to over-censor legal expression to avoid hefty fines. Keyword on legal expression, boys. Stifling open discourse and an individual liberties worldwide. At X, we remain committed to defending our users against such overreach. Well, that's kind of crazy because I've seen a lot of people actually get punished by this, a lot on X, okay? There's the ones I saw of puppies getting removed were literally on X. So they are another one of the companies that are over censoring to avoid fines, okay? GB Reviews says this is apparently one of the higher ups that is pushing censorship, boys. Head of internet censorship in Ireland, worked as informant officer in Hong Kong, helped build the Chinese censorship program. Potential demon, dude. This man is a demon. Oh my God, dude. He looks like he's fucking possessed. Jeez Louise, I don't want that guy telling me what to do at all. But we've also got one of the leaders of the Online Safety Act, or one of the people, the leaders of Collective Shout, that is campaigning for online safety, quote unquote, protect the kids. Really, it's just protect what I say and get rid of what you say. But yeah, they seem to want to put us all in jail for simply playing games or just for wanting to keep our anonymity. Here she says, the Online Hate Prevention Institute has been shocked by both the extreme nature and volume of the content we have seen attacking Collective Shout. Oh my God, dude. They will never stop playing the victims, dude. They continuously believe that they are the victims in this, while trying to take away people's freedom of speech and expression and control what games people can or can't play that are legal, by the way. The women who work there and those that serve on its board of directors that the connect comes from accounts across multiple platforms. In some cases, new throwaway accounts have been created in an effort to anonymously post threats while trying to avoid any consequences. That's the issue. The real issue is they want to control your speech. That's the actual truth of it. They keep trying to say that they are the victims in this and that, you know, harassment isn't freedom of speech. But what they consider harassment is dude, it's anything that they dislike, okay? I don't care about your booze because I've seen what makes you cheer. And I don't trust anything that you say, old Collective Shout. But GB Review says, once again, an official X account makes its stance known that it's against the UK Online Safety Act and censorship of the internet. Let's freaking go. But Ofcom, old Starmer, old North Korea's freaking Starmer, well, he didn't like that very much at all, threatening X with punishment, okay? With punishment. Breaking censorship news. Apparently, Ofcom UK wants to punish X for over-censoring content on the platform that makes the UK government look bad. No way. Seems like X is over-complying on the censorship to prove how dangerous the Online Safety Act is to the world. That kind of makes sense, actually. I wonder why X was like, it just seemed like they're blanketly censoring everything. And yeah, I guess, you know, it's the issue is with X, it seems to be fair. It's hitting like both sides. It's hitting very weird stuff, and it makes no sense. Now, this makes a lot of sense, okay? But Ofcom wanting to punish them for them over-censoring so that they don't get a fine is absolutely insane. They're like, they're making us look bad. They're making the Online Safety Act look bad. How dare they do what we wanted them to do all along? Insane. Absolutely insane. By the way, this is the government. This is how the UK government operates and thinks. The UK now has advertisements stating Wi-Fi is harmful to the environment. Wi-Fi doesn't grow on trees. Are you kidding me? You're absolutely kidding me. But breaking censorship news, boys. Cloudflare has completely disabled access to Gelberu's domain when the proxy is enabled. This happened after recent talks over a week ago where the UK Online Safety Act, which try to get Cloudflare to censor sites. Yes, I absolutely think it's related. Okay, that was me, not you. Sorry about that. But it is insane, dude, that they're going through Cloudflare to strike sites and censor sites that they can't reach themselves, okay? This has insane government overreach. This is more dangerous than anybody is actually letting on. This is a totalitarian, Puritan-era state that is going in the wrong direction. Concerning updates on censorship efforts, how many others are experiencing the same thing? The UK has essentially declared war in my eyes. Mine too, as well. It's a war on the freedom of speech and expression. Not only that, it's a war on civil rights. It's a war on human rights, attempting to control the American-built internet and companies, businesses, groups who are not UK owned. It's insane, by the way. The American-built internet. The internet was invented within the US, okay? That also makes it crazy. What's insane is they're trying to censor things that are legal. It's not about protecting the kids, people. If you buy into that, you're getting they're using your empathy to trick you, okay? That's the truth of the matter. They are using your empathy to get you to give away your rights. It is an old tactic of if the government thinks, or if the people think the government is working to protect the children, they will give up their own civilities, their own rights to make sure that it comes about, okay? And it's not a good thing. It's an old tactic that was used a long time ago, and we don't want to see it used again, but they are, okay? History repeats itself, but it's even happening in the US. With the Attorney General of Louisiana saying this, big tech platforms must get on board with age verification laws instead of fighting them. And of course, Preston Byrne here says, why do you hate freedom? Because they do. That's the issue. The number one thing that governments fear is their own civilians. They fear their civilians more than they do economic collapse, okay? They fear civilians and their freedom of thought and expression more than anything else. That's why it's the number one thing that is attacked, because if they can control what you say and think, they can control you, okay? But Permaban says, so you are assuming that parents are completely incompetent to properly guide and restrict such content from children. That's the truth of the matter. They're trying to say that you and I as a parent I'm not a parent, but you as a parent are too incompetent to restrict or properly guide your own child. So it is now daddy government's job to come in and not only parent you, but your child as well. That you want government to do the parent's job, which also involves destroying privacy, surveilling every adult in your country who uses the internet. We are witnessing the age of the death of anonymity on the internet, and if we do not do something, it will come about. But at least in Britain, okay, British people are literally standing up to this. Okay, they had a problem with police forces arresting them during their protest, arresting them for even standing up to some of the immigrants there. There was a very huge problem where it was one-sided governance and punishment of crimes, okay? But the British people have had enough. A group of British people have set up the Safeguard Force in Bournemouth to help police keep the streets safe. Yeah. The vigilante-style group has 200 volunteers patrolling the streets. Police say they have significant concerns about the group. That is insane, okay? This is the issue. The police there are very one-sided. They're not impartial at all, and it is clear. So if the people are forming their own vigilante groups to make sure that justice is done, then all the more for it, as long as it's legal, okay? As long as it's legal. But here, Ofcom literally threatened also 4chan, and to be clear, it says this, okay? To be clear, 4chan doesn't face a goddamn thing if Ofcom finds it, because 4chan is American and Ofcom's orders are illegal to enforce in the United States. It's just like with Collective Shout, they're trying to literally take away legal games. These are legal things that they're trying to find and take away from you, and it is a major, major problem. Okay, if you want to support me, make sure you like the video and subscribe, boys. It's completely free, and it does more than you could ever know in getting this information out and helping me as a content creator, and I really appreciate it, and I thank you all, boys. Paper or plastic? Paper being good, plastic being bad, baby. I'm gonna go with plastic. I think this is plastic as fuck, boys. Plastic through and through. They're all basically mannequins. They're lizard people controlling the world, controlling the government, controlling the banks, and they want us all to own nothing and be happy, and it is a major, major issue. That's gonna be it for me, boys. GG's. Peace.